There are new players that join us every single day inside of Diablo Immortal, and many of these players just don't know how all of the mechanics of this game work. So today I'm starting a brand new series on the channel where I'm diving into some of the basics of the game, or maybe even the more advanced basics of the game, so all players, whether you've been playing for a while and haven't had that deep dive, or if you're brand new to the game, you'll understand exactly what you need to do to get the most out of Diablo Immortal. If you guys find this useful throughout the video, hit the subscribe button. Let's get into what today's topic is. I want to talk about both Helliquary and Challenge Rifts inside of this video. So we are going to have a two-part video focusing on two elements of the game that are very important. Now, today is Monday. On Monday, Helliquary resets every single week, and you should be doing 5 Helliquary runs. This happens again on Thursday. So myself, my warband, my clan, we dive in 2 times per week and run our Helliquary to get the most rewards. Today is day 1 of that. So what is Helliquary if you don't know? If we take a look at the map right here inside of Westmarch, this is right in the center of the central square. That's where I'm standing right here, where you will find the portal. This Helliquary portal will take you into all of these bosses that you can encounter. Now let's keep in mind, there are many levels of difficulty. I'm currently sitting at Inferno 6. You may be on normal, a hell difficulty, or making your way up. These are determined, basically, that the bosses that you can fight are determined by your combat rating. Your combat rating is going to be how big of a boss or an enemy, or how deep of a stage you're able to get inside of the game. So right here, if I wanted to fight this boss, the Leviathan, I would be good to go. I have 47,700 combat rating, and he only requires 46,800. All right, and we could also bring 8 players into our Helliquary, and we get some juicy rewards. These rewards are the things why we do this. Obviously, of course, to play with friends and to do all of that, but some of these rewards right here are going to be these things right here. Demonic Remains. You can get yourself legendary gear, experience, and a bunch of different chests and activity points as well. More on all of that in just a moment. But as we go through, remember we have 5 different battles we can do on Monday and on Thursday. I mean, you could do them other days too, but those are the reset days. We can then move on to a more difficult boss. As we jump to a more difficult boss, the combat rating becomes higher, making it more difficult for you to take that boss down, to the point where you will get somewhere where you are under combat rating, as I am right here, 47,706, and this is requiring 47,990. That is a small jump in combat rating, and I could probably still be effective inside of this battle. But going a little bit further, I get deeper and deeper, further and further behind. Now, what are these rewards going to actually do for your account? That's the next thing that I want to look at with all of you. So when you get out of there, we'll just go into some of our HUD right here. You'll notice that we have our Seeker's Path. Let's take a look at Seeker's Path really quickly, and you'll notice down here we have our Helliquary. Seeker's Path is how we progress our account. You basically gain more combat rating, you get rewards for it. You can upgrade equipment, you got your Ancestral Tableau. Those aren't topics for today's video, but they will be in the future. So right now, we're gonna go take a look at the Helliquary. This is our Helliquary, and as of right now, I am at a max Helliquary level. You're going to start with this at level 1, and you're going to use your Void Blood Slag that you get from doing Helliquary, and you get a little bit here and there inside of the game, but mostly from competing in Helliquary. You're going to get your Void Blood Slag, which you can then upgrade your Helliquary with. All right, notice we're getting bonus stats for doing these upgrades. All right, it's going to make your account stronger, which is not only going to allow you to do more in more Helliquary raids, but it's going to boost your stats inside of the game overall, so you can engage in more content, different stages, different hell and infernal difficulties more quickly because you're progressing this. So we have all this. The following attributes only activate in Helliquary raids and Challenge Rifts. This is why these topics are combined here for today. This works in both Challenge Rifts and in Helliquary. Look at all these bonus stats we have right here. Now, I'm going to tell you how I do this, Notice we have all of these remains. If I go back, all of these remains right here, these are parts of the bosses that we fight. You could figure it like a little trinket that they drop for you, which will boost your stats. I have stats boosted across the board, and I actually have a bunch of demonic remains in my bag, which is actually perfect for this video. Notice there are no green arrows up. What that means is none of the gear or none of the trinkets, attributes, or really demonic remains inside of here are stronger than the ones that we're currently wearing. So let's see what we're currently wearing right here. You could see we're wearing the scalp. It's increasing our combat rating by 488. That is a massive combat rating jump. It's also increasing our attributes for fortitude, willpower, and strength. These right here, combat rating and attributes, those are boosts that are happening all over the game in all elements of the game. The special attributes are the ones that are only active in Helliquary Raids and Challenge Rifts. So to be very honest with you, I don't focus really at all on special attributes. I'm much more focused on combat rating and attributes, specifically that I'm trying to get fortitude in the majority of the demonic remains that I have slotted into my Helliquary. So as you can see here, we're getting some attack damage increase, crit damage increase. But again, I don't make my choices on what equipped demonic remains I have based off of special attributes. I focus on combat rating. So if we take a look over here, you'll see that this is a lower combat rating. It gives me a little bit less of those attributes. So I'm just simply going, very simply here, going with the highest combat rating piece that hopefully has fortitude slotted and has the highest attributes. Now we do this for all of the pieces that we could wear. Our center slot right here is giving more combat rating, fortitude, willpower, strength. Over here on the right, same thing. And after you do all of your runs, you're going to be getting more new demonic remains. These demonic remains that you're finding here, they are going to be dropping new ones. And when you go and fight stronger bosses, you'll get better demonic remains. And you're going to slot them into your Helliquary. Pretty easy stuff, so that your stats overall, well, they will be boosted. Your combat rating and your willpower, strength, fortitude, and vitality. Now, what do you do with these demonic remains, right? Like I have a bunch of these demonic remains right here that are not going to be worn. Well, you want to actually salvage those at the blacksmith. The ones that you're not going to wear because they're weaker, you're going to go salvage them, go to services, Salvage Remains. You can see right here. Go to Salvage Remains. These are all of the demonic remains. These are going to give you more of the Void Blood Slag to further progress your Helliquary. Salvage those, bang, and they are gone. Now, you'll be able to get that through some events inside of the game. You'll actually also be able to get it through the Battle Pass as well. If we take a quick look, it's the end of the month right here, but you do get it some on the bottom tier, but this is a very small amount that we're looking at right here, okay? The Void Blood Slag, it only comes in drops of 10, and that's not a ton. As you can see, we just got 600 from turning in one Helliquary Raids amount of those demonic remains. All right, so really at the end of the day, Helliquary is a great activity for you to run if you're looking to, one, do something with a party of players that could be very challenging and an exciting experience. We do it, again, for my warband and my clanmates. We meet at 9:30 on Monday night and on Thursday night, and we do this event. Another cool thing about this event is if you do it with warband mates, you can get yourself over here at the Crest Merchant. This is something that happens every single Monday. Well, one, you could buy a bound legendary crest for 1,600 platinum. I would suggest everyone does this with platinum. Remember, you do get platinum inside of the game for free. You could buy an eternal legendary crest as well. These are sellable. When you get whatever legendary gem you get from this, you can sell in the shop for more platinum. And notice it says can be unlocked by completing a warband raid for the week. You need to run one Helliquary raid with your warband mates, at least 4 warband mates in total, and you can unlock the ability to purchase this for platinum, a premium item in the game that you could purchase with in-game currency. It's a big one right there, and I always recommend that you do it. Now, Now that we got Helliquary out of the way, at least the basics of it, I hope you guys have a decent understanding of why you should be adding this to your daily to-do list. Let's go on over and talk about challenge rifts. So over here you have your elder rifts, and that's where you get your legendary gems, and here you have a challenge rifts. Now, I have not pushed challenge rifts in a bit, so that's why you can see the season has ended. Look at this, we got these rewards right here. Oh my god, this is perfect, right? Because these rewards are exactly why you want to push the challenge rifts. You need these cryptic crystals used to upgrade secondary equipment for ranks 1 through 25. You also get yourself, of course, some hilts that you could use to purchase things at the hilt trader, which can also be quite valuable. Let's enter a new season. Season 12 begins. Beautiful stuff. Now, as you can see, I'm completed, as right here it shows you these green arrows. I've completed up to level 430. Now, it's also worth noting that every time there's a new season, every time that there's a new, I should say, Inferno difficulty, right now we just unlocked Inferno 6, which at this point in time is the final Infernal difficulty in the game. This will be changing very soon. Once you get through these, it seems that they make it a little bit easier to progress these levels. So last week, before this change, it was getting difficult for me to pass level 430. Again, your combat rating is the gating factor here. Notice it says, this is the combat rating that I should have, 47,165, and I do. So if I wanted to say, let's say, jump 5 levels, I can now beat this one with 47,315. And I like to jump in levels of 5 if possible, because that's where you get the larger rewards. Notice you'll be getting 400 crystals versus if I just went 1 level, I would be getting 80 crystals. It's 80 crystals for the in-between levels, and then for the every 5 levels, it's a 400 drop, plus a bunch of scrap materials which you need for upgrading your gear. And this is why running the challenge rifts is the most important. Well, one, you get rewards for going through and running this on a weekly basis. I typically do all of this on solo. You could be dropped on the leaderboard if you want to. I'm not a big leaderboard pusher, and as you can see, I'm not ranked because 1, I just switched to the Barbarian just a few days ago, and 2, I haven't run one challenge rift, not even one, since the new season. Your ranking is based on the level you get to. Notice they're at level 491, and how long it takes you to complete it. If you don't care about leaderboards, the more important thing to know right here is that you want to unlock the cryptic crystal. What does that actually do for you? Well, when we go take a look at our gear, everyone knows about our primary gear, how important it is to have the big combat rating, your attributes, even magic attributes. Maybe you don't know about this. I'll have a video on it soon. This is where you slot your legendary gems. And this is where you get those legendary affixes that make your equipment the way that it perform the way you want it to perform. Well, we often forget about this green gear, or at least new players do. The green gear, our secondary gear, these give us some set properties. If you wear a 2-piece, 4-piece, or a 6-piece, you can get some nice set properties here that can boost your class. So here I'm using Banquet of Eyes. Damage dealt to enemies from suffering from continual damage effects is increased by 15%, and my crit chance is increased by 2.5 up to 25%. This is because I'm wearing a 4-piece set of the Banquet of Eyes. I'm wearing a 2-piece set here of Vithu's Urges. You'll probably find yourself wearing Vithu's. This is one of the most popular sets in the game. Increases the duration of all of your beneficial effects on you or your party members. It basically allows you to use your skills more often. And then I believe we're even going with some mount. No, that's Banquet of Eyes. I have a mount bank as well, which offers me some shielding. Right? It gives me each time you take damage, you have a 20% chance to gain a shield that absorbs damage. Why am I talking about these? Notice all of this gear, 21, 22, 22, 22, and the rest are 20. We need to level this gear the same way that you're leveling all of your primary gear, which I have all maxed out at level 30. You want to get this gear higher so you can increase the combat rating, increase your attributes, and increase your power inside of the game. How do we do this? Let's head on over to the blacksmith and take a quick look, because we do this by utilizing those crystals that we got from those challenge rifts. If I come up here, we go to services and we go to upgrade. If I want to upgrade, let's say this pair of pants, it's going to require me to have the scrap materials as well as the cryptic crystals. Cryptic crystals you primarily get from challenge rifts. Again, you will get a couple dabbled here and there throughout the game for doing other events. And scrap materials you get from getting gear and salvaging gear. Basically, that's from your farming. All right? So you want to try and get these up as quickly as you can. And as you can tell, it gets more and more difficult as you get these higher level. Like I need 1.7 thousand cryptic crystals to get this piece right here to level 23. While this one over here, I need 1.3 thousand. And when you're starting out, when you're at level 1, 5, 10, it's not that difficult to progress these. What you need to remember is progress your combat rating inside of the game. Once your combat rating is progressed, you can push further and further in Helliquary and in challenge rifts. This is day 1 of guides that I'm bringing for new players inside of the game so that everyone has a full understanding. I very much know that every single day inside of this game, we get brand new players playing and enjoying the game. There is a lot to enjoy here. And there's a great way to get the most out of Diablo Immortal. Now, I also do live streams. I'm doing them on Thursdays at 12 p.m. Eastern Time to 2 p.m. Eastern Time, where we're going to be doing whatever events are going on inside of the game, participating in any activities, and really just having a good time as a community. I'd love it if you guys came through, participated in some of those live streams with me. But if you enjoyed the video and you found it valuable, subscribe to the channel and throw a like on it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.